Hey guys, this is Modified Devil. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Afterglow sword and how to build it for Hailey. This weapon is mainly used for Hailey. Not that it's going to be bad on other Descendants, but I mainly use it to help Hailey since I already have the Enduring Legacy for my other Descendant to help fight the boss. I haven't had it maxed out yet, but I'm getting there. It's going to take a little bit. Leveling up weapon is still kind of difficult. So let's go over some of the stuff real quick. So Hailey scales with firearm attack damage. And the only thing that helps with the firearm attack is action and reaction and rifling reinforcement. That's the best to help. And the rest of the mods we're going to add is just to help us use the weapon more efficiently. Doesn't necessarily going to help boost the damage even more, but it will definitely help us kill the boss faster when our abilities on cooldown on Hailey. So rifling reinforcement and action reaction, that's pretty standard by now. Any weapon you want to use, that's the two mod you're going to go for and nothing else. Next one, normally I'll go fire rate up, but it's a sniper rifle, so I don't care as much. I don't need it to shoot faster because they're already shooting. I'm only shooting 6 rounds, you know. But that would be probably one of the last mods I'm gonna get, or maybe I'll add some other mods, depends on how I feel. But let's talk about the main ones. Okay, with sniper rifle, with this one specifically, we are looking at. Oh, there you go. We gotta hold it. That's right. The unique ability. The unique ability on the Afterglow sword is that on hitting a weak point, inflicts a unit effect, death propagation. On hitting an enemy commander or colossus, so this is for boss fight, increase firearm critical hit rate and applies the effect to the attack. Basic information. So as you rank up, which I haven't maxed out, it will get better. So that's pretty much it. We'll look at death propagation. Duration 5 seconds, max stack 6. So you're gonna have up to 6 stacks. Well, gotta think about it. You only have 6 rounds in the mag. You probably don't have spare most of the time, so 6 stack is the best you can get. So, you know, it helps here and there. Reload time modifier 2%, weak point damage 9%, and per stack all the way up to 3% each stacks. So you have 9%, and then plus 6 stack looks 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 9 is what? 27. So you have 27% on weak point damage on top of whatever you is in your gun. And firearm critical hit rate helps if you're using it on non-Hailey, or let me rephrase that. Any Descendant that doesn't buff firearm hit rate, because Hailey, when you turn on your third ability, you will have 100% firearm critical hit rate. So this only really helps if you're using it on non-Hailey Descendants. I think that it will also work on Valby, because Valby also increase your skill, your firearm critical hit rate if you're using supply moisture. But we don't have to talk about that right now. So right now with on my buff, I have up to 50%. So let's go into it. So rifling reinforcement action reaction, and then we're gonna go buff the crap out of their critical hit rate and critical hit damage. Okay, these three mods: better insight, better concentration, and concentration priority. Now, the important thing is that when you are using Hailey, since you already have 100% critical hit rate, this is good enough. You no longer need any more critical hit rate. So the next thing you're trying to focus on is weak point damage and critical hit damage. So we go into weak point. I am going to put on the next mod I'm going to put on would be focus fire. Weak point damage plus 5% and firearm critical hit damage plus 3.5. When you upgrade it, it only upgrades the weak point damage and not the critical hit damage. That's fine. We're getting some critical hit damage still. And the weak point damage would definitely help. And of course, weak point sight. Increase weak point damage. That's what we wanted. We just want to increase as much weak point damage as possible. Next thing we're gonna look at, if you look, you can search anything on here. The next thing I was gonna do is insight focus. I know I said we don't need any more firearm critical hit rate, but I wanted that 3.5% critical hit damage. Even though it's a little bit, but any little bit in this build counts. So that would be the next mod right here, to increase even more critical hit damage. And the last thing that I want to use, I have two options. Like I said, fire rate up, or basically any, whichever you guys want, any of these elements attack to the firearm attack. Now, this is very important. If you're using this for Hailey, you're trying to focus it on Hailey, this does not add to the firearm attack, so it does not boost the damage even more. This will only add the damage. It's a whole other damage category. The way they do it, it's really weird. So it doesn't really add it to the firearm attack. So your fourth ability, your unique weapon on Hailey, is not going to do more damage because you put this on there. But this will help you with your sniper rifle to do more damage on top of all the critical hit damage and weak point damage you do. So that would be like one of the last mod I'm going to put on there. I just got to determine which one I want to put on, electric, fire, or chill. Or maybe based on what boss you're fighting, you put on a different one, but you will use a lot of crystallization on this. So I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, but you know, for now, those are the next options I'm going to do after focus fire and whatever that, insight focus I'm going to put on here. That will boost our firearm critical hit rate to 66.5% and firearm critical hit damage to 3.4. And of course, once you turn on your Hailey ability, you're gonna have even more firearm critical hit damage. And the whole point is just, and I'll showcase it slightly. The whole point is you aim down and shoot. We don't have 100% critical hit rate, but I'm critting for 1.6. And now we turn on my third ability and wait for it to go up to 16 stacks. So let's see. 15, 16. 15 mil. Oh no, 1.8 mil. The number is mixing together. 1.8 mil, 1.9. You're doing a lot more damage when you start building up the propagation. But like I said, it helps, but since you don't have much spare ammo unless you have Enzo in your party, a lot of the time you only get up to a certain amount of stacks and kind of fall off. So this is a really good sniper rifle. I really enjoy it, especially for Colossus fight, because they have a lot of weak point. Okay, there's a lot of weak point, and that's why the last mod I'm gonna have is on weak point hit, weak point damage plus 140%. Okay, on boss fight, there's the giant pauldron, a giant, like, depends on which boss you fight. The Molten Fortress have the giant mouth and the little thing on top. On the side, the vent. There's so many weak points. You're gonna want this weak point expansion. As you guys can see, I have strengthened first shot. It doesn't work. I tried it. It doesn't help with the Hailey damage, so I decided not to use it. I'll rather use this one so I don't have to keep reloading, especially with Afterglow Sword. The whole point is to keep hitting it so you can get the death propagation up. So you don't want to shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload. Then you don't have that propagation anymore. But this one will help a little bit more. So that's it for the Afterglow Sword. There's not much to it. It is a very straightforward weapon. I really enjoy using it. I really enjoyed this death propagation. I know that people prefer piercing light for Hailey, and it's not wrong. Piercing light does do more damage. It's just, in my opinion, the unique ability is not as useful as this one. That one is to get rid of the buff. This one is more for, like, I want to do massive amount of damage with all my weapon, right? I have all the tools I need in my belt to, like, do as much damage to the Colossus as I could. So I enjoyed this one better. And also, if you guys haven't seen my Hailey video, I also have increased firearm attack with this set, so that's why I'm also doing a little bit more damage and also shot focus. So this weapon could do a lot of damage, and since I have the bonus firearm attack, I'm gonna do even more damage. It's just a matter of, you know, I just have to versus a Colossus, and against these enemies I don't have that extra damage added to my sniper. But I enjoyed Afterglow sword. I think it's a good fit for the Hailey build. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this helped you out on how to build your Hailey. I'll see you guys in the next video.